here with Dave Wittenberg, and you're doing the voices for, what's the character's name in Naruto? Kakashi.
Kakashi.
Fantastic.
Kakashi, like the cereal, but with an extra K.
I bet you say that every day, don't you?
I do, actually. And I start my day with a bowl of it, especially if the Kashi people are watching. I'm available for sponsorship.
Fantastic. So tell me about what it's like to be a voice actor, particularly with Naruto. What does it involve?
It's actually a very involved process. I'm lucky enough that I get to do a lot of different kinds of voice acting. Original animation is probably the easiest because you basically get everybody around in a room and you read it like a radio play. But with Japanese anime, it's a completely different story. The picture already exists.
Yes.
So you not only have to create a character and a voice to go with the character and do the acting for the character, you have to fit all of the lines into the pre-existing lip flaps. So it's all about rhythm and timing at that point.
So do you have to do many takes? Is what they're called?
Yes, that is exactly what they're called. Very good. It depends on the director and it depends on the actor. There are sometimes, one of the things that everybody always asks me is how do I get to become a voice actor, or what tips can you give me on becoming a voice actor? And the first thing that I say is you have to be able to do the exact same performance 30 times in a row, because you'll read it the first time, the line will be get out, the building's on fire, and the lip flaps will go up, 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 up. And the first time you'll do it, get out, the building's on fire, and so the lips go, and it's still flapping and you're done talking. But the director loved the performance, they just want you to put a space in there, so now you've got to do it again. And then maybe it went a little bit long, so now you've got to do it again. Or maybe there was a technical issue, you've got to do it again. You've got to be able to do the exact same performance over and over.
So you have to be quite patient.
Yes. It's not, on average, you will wind up doing about 23 lines of dialogue an hour, which works out to about one every 2.5 minutes or so.
So you're originally from South Africa as well?
I was born there.
Okay, so you don't have a South African accent, I was going to say.
I can use that if I need.
Oh no.
It's all a matter of time and timing, I suppose. Right? If it's going to get me anywhere, I'll certainly drag its head. Otherwise, I'm all American.
So when you actually do your parts, it's always in an American voice then?
It can be. This particular part is in an American voice. I did a character called Lee the Hacker for Cowboy Bebop movie, which I did in a horrible Cockney accent.
Oh no.
Yeah. Wasn't bad as far as American standards are concerned, but I'm sure my apologies to anyone who actually was throwing things at the screen at the time.
So tell us about Naruto then. It's anime, right?
It is.
And can you just tell for our viewers what anime is?
Anime is quite simply Japanese animation.
And how does it differ to manga then?
Manga is, or manga, depending on how you pronounce it, is for all intents and purposes the comic book, the text novel that goes with it.
So it's just a print form.
It's the print form.
Yes.
It's if